Hello and thank you so much for joining us on this week's episode of the program Sport Pizza. Of course, is the biggest, the boldest, and where you get the absolute best in the ever exciting world of sport. Now, all attention for all the mixed martial fans will be for the weekend, where Kamoru Usman would be defending his title. Is going to be a very big one, and fingers are crossed for that one. And also lots of footballing activity coming up this weekend. Now, it's looking at the battle for the title, EPL title. Though not very open, but of course the battle for the top four is even more than the title itself. Now, all endorsed, Norwich, of course, has gotten promotion to the Premier League, and no times Sheffield got relegated. And of course, who were the guys that did the dirty job for them? Wolverhampton Wanderers sent them packing. Lot of things to talk about on the show today. It's going to be a loaded one, but let's take a very quick break. Over back with more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, my strike partner, Olakunle Philip, joins me on the show this morning. Now, there's a guy behind the camera, Dr. Agubiade, but of course, he sends his greetings. But Kunle joins us now. Kunle, good time on the show.
Thank you very much, Bronson Iwana. It's always great to be here to talk sports. And last week we were talking about those Nigerian players getting in goals for their respective clubs, and we're really very happy again that last week we had some of them also getting in the goals. Paul Onuachu with a brace in the Belgian league. We also had Samuel Chukwueze back with a bang. And of course,
a brace as well.
Yeah, a brace. And then we saw that young man, Simi Nwankwo, who plays the straight there with Crotone, also getting a goal, getting his 17th goal. I think it's really very massive. I think all African teams should watch out for the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the next African Cup of Nations.
I must tell you, Kunle, Nigerian players doing great. You also forgot to mention the senior man itself.
Yeah,
Kelechi Iheanacho took Leicester City to the finals of the FA Cup. I must tell you that this young man is carrying Leicester on his shoulders right now. When Jamie Vardy is not scoring goals, he has really stepped up his game. Very exciting. Now let's start with that. Leicester City last weekend got to the finals of the FA Cup, where they'll be playing Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea spanked. It wasn't much goals, but it was good enough. 1-0 was good enough to take them to the finals of the FA Cup. But Kelechi Iheanacho was fantastic against Southampton. It was a good game indeed.
Yes, it was a good game, and I'm very, very excited with the way Kelechi Iheanacho played, and of course the man who scored that goal, you could see he's the man of the moment and he's really living up to billing. But let's not also take out the fact that Jamie Vardy also was at his best, even despite the fact that he's not getting in the goals. He's there creating the goals, the chances for Kelechi,
and also tormenting defense.
Tormenting the defense. You could see the manner in which the goal was scored. He got the ball from the left hand side and he ran. For someone of his age of 34 years, running as much as that, it really shows that he still has a lot of his sleeves, and of course he squared the ball. Kelechi Iheanacho's initial play he came back. It was a bit feeble. Then he came back and he took the second one he went straight into the net. So it's a very good one for Kelechi Iheanacho, and of course for Leicester City, Wilfred Ndidi. They were really very, very happy about the fact that for the first time in almost, I think since 1969, that's about 52 years ago, they're able to get into the final of the FA Cup. Yeah. And then they're going to be justing for honors against Chelsea. Yes, they've never won it before. For Chelsea, they've won it 8 times. I think that Leicester City stands a very good chance against Chelsea in the final. Yeah,
let's see how that final will go. But indeed, he was talking about a special soap, and he wants Kelechi Iheanacho to make it. Myself, I need that soap.
Very hilarious, very, very funny. I think immediately after games where Kelechi Iheanacho scored goals, most of us really run to the social media to see whether Wilfred Ndidi has conducted an interview with him. And you can see the man, they are enjoying themselves. They're having the fun of their life. I think that this will help Leicester City in their quest to make the top 4 qualify for the UEFA Champions League, and at the same time also win with the FA Cup, and of course finish the season very well. It will also help the Nigerian national team, because these two players are pivotal to Nigerians' quest to qualify for the World Cup and at the same time win the African Cup of Nations.
That's what it is. It's going to be very exciting indeed. FA Cup finals has been decided. Chelsea will be playing Leicester City, and of course the venue is the Wembley Stadium. Now this weekend as well, we're going to be seeing big football in England again, where Tottenham Hotspurs will square up against Manchester City. Right now they are wounded. The quadruple dream has died off.
Yeah, died off.
At least we can now rest one part.
We can rest. We can give a big sign of belief, because they've been absolutely. They've been fantastic. They've been untouchable. They've been, when you look at Manchester City, they look like the most informed team across the leagues in Europe as we speak. But I love what Thomas Tuchel said prior to the game against Manchester City. He said he was going to deny them of the ball. He's going to make them suffer. He's going to make them work very hard. And that was exactly what we saw in that game. And then when you look at the game involving Tottenham Hotspur against Manchester City, I think that Manchester City, looking at the fact that they are wounded Lions right now, I'm sure that Pep Guardiola, you could see the body language. He was disappointed with the way the team played against Chelsea, and he will want to win the game against Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs, for me, has not been informed in recent time, and I don't think that they will really be able to stop the onslaught of Manchester City. So I think City should win this one.
Now, in football, sometimes we just want to say impossible is nothing, but I've watched the Tottenham team week in, week out, and I must tell you that team is like a lot of things. Now, their winning mentality level is zero. And if you watch the last game they played last weekend, and you see that at some point, Jose Mourinho showed a lackluster attitude. He wasn't concerned about what was happening on the pitch, because Tottenham, for me, doesn't look like that team that I feel Mourinho and the management is asking too much of these players. They haven't won any trophy before. They're not interested in winning trophies, and you're asking them to win. So it's a big problem. So as far as I'm concerned, impossible is nothing, but I think this one is going to be a walkover for Manchester City. It's an unfortunate thing to say. I want to come back here next week and swallow my words. But right now, that's what I think, and that's what I think about that final. It's going to be a cracking one, but let's see how well that game would go. But I must tell you, fans, as far as this Carabao Cup finals is concerned, if you're Tottenham fans, don't raise your hope high so you don't get too disappointed. Now, let's talk about Norwich City. They got promoted to the English Premier League with just one try. I must tell you, Kunle, very impressive. They got relegated. I felt very pity for them, but of course, they returned back in grand style. On the flip side, Sheffield United, in their first season in the Premier League, got sent packing, and they'll be playing the championship next season.
It was an impressive campaign by Norwich City. From the start of the league, they showed intent, they showed desire to return back, and of course it was indeed a very good one for them. They were absolutely consistent, and I think at the point in time they were leading the second place team, which happens to be Watford, by over 13-14 points, but gradually they took their foot off the gas pedal, but they were still able to hold on. 5 games to go. They are now they've been promoted to the Elite League. For Sheffield United, they are returning back to where they came from. They never showed that desire from the start, unlike Leeds United, who came along with them, who showed desire, hunger to remain in the league. And you could see the position that Leeds United are at the moment. So Sheffield United, you really need to go back to the drawing board and then get themselves probably some players, and with other good administration, see how they can return back to the league. For the other team also in the championship, I think Watford has really done well. They are 6 points above the third place team.
And they need 2 more wins to qualify.
They need 2 more wins to qualify. The game they played last week wasn't really very good. They lost by a goal to nothing, which really caused them a bit of a setback. So once they win those 2 games, I'm sure that they will be home and dry. They will be getting a promotion to the English Premier League. I'm really very hopeful for the 2 Nigerian imports, Isaac Success, who was well known at the point in time, but now relatively unknown. He hasn't been at his best. And for William Tus Ekong, he has been rock solid for the team in the art of the defense. For a few games, he posted a man of the match performance. So I will really be very delighted to have the assistant captain of the Super Eagles in the English Premier League.
Now, one interesting thing about the championship is not just about the promoted team, it's also about the playoffs. Don't forget, the first and second team get automatic promotion. Now, from 3rd all the way to 6th team will go for playoffs. very exciting, and that's where the battle is, and that's what we're looking forward to as far as this promotion battle is concerned. Let's take a very quick break. We'll be back with more. Don't go away. Welcome back. Now, for all those who enjoyed the UEFA Champions League and the UEFA Europa League, it looks like something even bigger wants to come, but of course suffer setback from some top UEFA officials and even the Prime Minister of the Great Britain. Now, UEFA, the Premier League and UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson has condemned 12 major European clubs, including the Big Six from England, signing up to a breakaway Europa Super League. Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham Hotspurs are part of the group who have signed the pact to break away from the UEFA Europa League. UEFA said it will use all measure possible to stop the cynical project. Now, Boris Johnson said the plans will be very damaging for football, and the UK government support football authorities in taking action against that breakaway. Now, UEFA had hoped to head off plans with a new look 36 teams Champions League. Now, we hear that 36, the expansion of the Champions League should be decided anytime from now. But I mean, I think if that Super League happens, it would kill the UEFA Champions League, because the attention from brands and every other person who likes football would move to the Super League.
Yes, anybody will love a fixture between top teams, Manchester United against Barcelona, or you see Real Madrid against probably Juventus. Is a game that these are games that everyone will want to watch. And that is why UEFA is coming out to say that they will do everything possible, even to the judiciary level, to ensure that this plan does not see the light of the day. And you know, they don't want any competition that will rival the UEFA Champions League. So definitely, if this is the light of the day, it's going to rival the UEFA Champions League. That is why they are
I think if you say rivalry, it means compete. I don't think it stands a chance of competing.
It's going to compete with the
I think it will kill the Champions League. No, yeah, really, there's nothing about rivalry, because when you have top 5 teams in the world, 5 leagues, and you have at least 3-4 big teams in these top 5 leagues forming it. I mean, come on, the brand's attention would move, because the eyeballs as well will move to the Super League.
Definitely, UEFA will lose money.
Yeah.
They're going to lose sponsorship. They're going to lose deals. And to the gain of this very competition we're talking about. So I think that they really need to trade the part of caution. They really need to look at things from the UEFA point of view as well, so that they will come to the round table and talk. I think the major reason why these clubs are coming up with all of this is because of the financial benefit, the financial gains. If they have their way, definitely the UEFA Champions League, like you said, will be dead and buried. Then this will be the main talk of the town.
Yeah,
and the financial benefit,
of course,
the sponsorship and all of that.
Yeah, it also killed football in Europe, because I mean, if you look at the UEFA Champions League, it accommodates teams from Cyprus.
Smaller league, yes.
You know, so it's really not a good one.
It's not a way to go.
That's what it is. And then I tell you, teams from Cyprus and Turkey and the likes will not have opportunity to play in the big league, and that will definitely kill football and also affect their finances. Now let's come back home, talking about finances. I talk about a player who will be playing for Kano Pillars without pay. The captain of Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa. Must be said, Ahmed Musa right now is clubless and needs to get match fitness if he must get back to European football. And I must agree with him, Kano Pillars was where he started from. He would have been disloyal if he has gone to play for maybe Abia Warriors or something like that. But he's going back to Kano Pillars. It's most commendable. And I mean, I can pay any fee to go watch Ahmed Musa in Nigeria.
Definitely. I think I'm really looking forward to Ahmed Musa donning the colors of the Saïd Mesugida, as Kano Pillars are fondly called. I remember that was where he applied his trade before he moved to Europe. Looking at the fact that he's clubless right now, I remember when he was invited to the Super Eagles, so much aspersions and vituperations went the way of the Super Eagles coach General for inviting a player who is clubless. So right now, with the season almost coming to an end, and there's going to be transfers here and there, it's really very expedient for him to be engaged for fitness sake. So that is why he has chosen to apply straight with Kano Pillars for those few months he's going to be playing, he will not be getting a pay. I think it's a way to go. It will also promote the Nigerian Professional Football League, because anytime Kano players is playing, I don't mind paying, going anywhere. Players are playing right now to go watch the captain of the Super Eagles, Ahmed Musa.
Unfortunately, Kunle, games are being played behind closed doors right now, so fans may not have the opportunity of watching Ahmed Musa. But let's hope that he gets a club in Europe come next season. Now, one big thing that will be happening this weekend, Kamoru Usman will be defending his welterweight title against Jorge Masvidal. It's going to be a crucial one. Of course, he won the first one, and the date again is Sunday, 25th of April. That's this year. It's going to be a crunchy one. UFC, we know, is a very brutal sport. And I was shocked when he achieved the first feat, but the second one, he needs to treat that part with caution.
Yes, he needs to trade the path of caution. I'm sure that Masvidal is well prepared for it. That is why he's telling everyone who care to listen that he's going to knock down the Nigerian nightmare, Kamoru. But Kamoru is just quiet. He said he loved the fact that he's, the advert is actually putting into the bout. The fact that he's telling everyone, he's really in the news, not minding whatever is going to happen. That is going to make sure that he defeats Kamoru Usman this time around. But I really don't see that happening because right now Kamoru Usman is in the form of his life. When you talk about the UFC, and the last time, you remember, he defeated him 50-45, 50-45 according to the judges. The second one was also very close, but he won it at the end of the day. So I really don't see anything different. The Nigerian nightmare is always a nightmare any day, anytime.
Let's hope that happens. We said that about Israel Adesanya, and we know what the result was.
No, it's a different thing entirely. Israel Adesanya he moved from the lightweight to the heavyweight, from the middleweight to the heavyweight,
but
which and when you look at the physique of both,
but he's no more with the title. That's the important thing. But we hope Kamoru gets that title. With that, it's a wrap on our show this week. Thank you so much for being a part of it. And I want to encourage you to go to all our social media platforms right now. First of all, pick up your phone, go to our YouTube, a Sport Pizza on YouTube. You can watch all our repeat broadcasts there. And of course, please subscribe right now. And also go to our Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram pages as it displays on your screen. Follow us. We'll be so glad to also see you drop a message for us there. Olakule Philippe, thank you so much for coming on the program today.
Always a pleasure to be here, Bronson. We hope that next week again, when we come back, we'll be talking about Nigerian players. I'm a very passionate fan of Nigerian football. We hope Nigerian players will keep scoring. I'll keep talking about them.
And I also hope that Kamoru Usman would have also retained his title as far as that bout is concerned. On behalf of all our production crew, thank you so much for watching and enjoy the rest of your day.